Double overtime. Game 7. Mitch Jones into the middle. Got rim. Got a shot. Scores! Mitch Jones puts the Bellies into the finals.
Stolen by Mike Messenger. Twisting, turning, scoring! They can taste it! Listen to this place again!
You know, the Canadian Army could use a tank like Mike Messenger.
Time now for the Kings of Queens Park, brought to you by the New Westminster Salmon Bellies.
In 1959, while playing for Peterborough, a young Paul Parnell traveled west to play in the Mann Cup in Queen's Park. While being swept by the Bellies that summer, Parnell was swept off his feet, meeting his future wife, Joan. They were engaged 5 days later. Bitten by the West Coast, Parnell first signed with Victoria before landing in New West in 1961 for good. He could score, defend, lead, coach, and play better than most of his generation, with 5 Mann Cups to prove it. He retired as the WLA's all-time leader in goals scored. Later becoming New West's fire chief, he made his mark in the community on and off the hardwood floor. Join us for stories like this all summer long as we celebrate their tradition, that is Salmon Bellies lacrosse. It continues June 2nd when the Salmon Bellies take on the Burnaby Lakers. Tickets and info at salmonbellies.com.
Just talking Bellies there. Kings of Queens Park, installment number 2, Brad Chalmer. Well done once again as we spotlight Paul Parnell, whose jersey hangs up in the old gal there at Queens Park Arena. And you just listed off all the accomplishments of Paul Parnell. I've had a chance to meet Paul a number of times in person, and just an A-class human being. And I think that's going to be a reoccurring theme here for the Salmon Belly greats. Soft-spoken, just so humble, and just a genuinely nice human being. Still see him there at Queen's Park, lingering around, watching games on Thursday nights. Never had a real chance to watch Paul do his thing. Maybe I did, but I was too young to remember it. But
I think you retired in 75.
Yeah,
Jumbo.
so only 2 there. But what a career. Games played, 5 manners, all the rest of it for Paul Parnell, and just a A-class human being. Great selection this week for the Kings of Queens Park.
And a Peterborough native, so almost blasphemous that a Peterborough native is in one of the all-time great New Westminster Salmon Bellies. But I met Paul at the Mann Cup a couple of years ago, 2017, I think, and he was telling a story about nothing's changed in 60 years. He used to play wall ball on the side of a hardware store in downtown Peterborough, and the owners hated it because he was probably some old wood building, and he's thumping, banging balls as a teenager. But they let him do it because they knew that he was becoming a lacrosse player. And he's developing his skills, and he was always forever grateful to the owners of this hardware store that let him play wall ball on the side. Now here we are, 60, 70 years later, and kids are still doing that. And let kids play wall ball if they're playing off of your house, your store, whatever. Yeah, because you never know who these kids can become.
Don't forget Smoker coming up for the Bellies. I Feed the Fish coming up as well. We'll keep you apprised of all things Bellies here moving forward on the pod.